Welcome to Stage Talk with Brian and Brad. I'm Brian Sands.
And I'm Brad Rhines. And today we're talking about Stockholm Syndrome by the NOLA Project. Brad, what'd you think?
I loved it. I thought it was wild and crazy. This was the second collaboration between the NOLA Project and playwright Adam Symkowicz. A few years ago, they produced his Clown Bar, also at the Little Gem Saloon, which was a mashup of clowns and organized crime.
Right, that was a fun show.
Yes, I really enjoyed that.
And it's pretty cool that this is a world premiere.
In fact,
Commissioned by
A.J. Allegra, artistic director of the NOLA Project, commissioned playwright Adam to do this play. Now, A.J. had the idea that he wanted it set in a chain theme restaurant, similar to a TGIF's or an Applebee's. Adam had it in his mind that he wanted to write a play about Stockholm Syndrome, in which hostages fall in love or become aligned with their captors.
Sure.
This was the result. So it takes place upstairs. It is immersive, not interactive.
Right, immersive.
Right. Actors swirling around you. And the humor here is quirky. It's surreal. There's lots of puns. There's lots of wordplay. It's surprising. I really thought it was fun. And even though it gets crazy, and it's somewhat the sort of play that even at the end you come away smiling, a few hours later you go, I'm not sure that made a whole lot of sense. I had a great time. What did you think of it?
I made a list of things that I didn't like about it.
Ooh.
I thought the plot was ridiculous. I thought the plot was ridiculous.
Just like our government today.
Sure.
Just saying.
There's a spoiler that I thought was kind of obvious.
And I agree. I usually don't pick up on those things, but even I figured that one out. Took me a while.
I didn't love that they weren't using live music, since they're in a live music venue and they've got the songwriters or composers from Sweet Crude, Jack and Skylar, what are their last names? Jack Kraft and Skylar Stroop. And it sounded sort of tinny and piped in. I didn't love that. You could also hear the band downstairs.
Now that wasn't a problem the night I saw it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When I saw it, there was like, you could hear the bass drums and the bass guitar, and it was pretty noisy. One of the downsides of the immersive setting at the Little Gem Saloon. Another downside of the immersive setting is, so you're sitting at tables or at bar stools, and the action just takes place all over the room, and I felt like it was just sort of hard to like catch.
Yeah, but you know, I agree. You don't get to see everything, but a few seconds go by and then you have a great view, and you know, I just kind of use my imagination.
Yeah. Although
I was disappointed that I didn't get to see, for example, Rebecca Elizabeth Hollingsworth and Michael Krikorian's face because they were seated at a table where I just had a side view.
Yeah, well then you missed out, because I would say, and that said, I have that list of things that sort of annoyed me about the show, but it was not boring. It was a fun show. It was, I felt like I would just sort of had this sort of half grin and cocked head a lot, like, what are they, what's happening next? Rebecca Elizabeth Hollingsworth, so funny. Keith Clavery is a great sort of comic straight man. Leslie Clavery as the purple-haired lesbian terrorist was excellent. A lot of really strong comic performances. A script that's really way out there, really delves into absurd and ridiculous stuff. So all in all, it was fun. It was a fun show.
I mean, there are some moments that I just thought was so wild and crazy, like when Michael takes part in a song. Not going to tell you why it was wild and crazy, but it had me literally laughing out loud. I think one of the things that felt was a little negative for me was that not all of the voices were top-notch. There were some great singers, such as Leslie, such as April Louise, such as Kathleen Moore and Keith Clavery. Some of the others, But then I thought, you know, there are waiters and waitresses and cooks in a chain theme restaurant. This is verisimilitude, my multisyllabic word for this episode. So I would give him a pass on that.
Yeah, good call about April Louise. She had turned in another really great comic performance. There were some just great comic performances in here. And yeah, the singing was a little warbly, little off-key in some places, but yeah, you're right. It sort of fits the nature of the production.
And I think just for NOLA Project to be this ambitious as to commission a world premiere by a nationally known playwright who has had productions all over the country, and to do it in this very imaginative setting, I appreciate. I think it's great. I think it's a feather in the cap.
Yeah, it's a nice little gift for New Orleans. Good. So that's Stockholm Syndrome, or Remember the Time Jimmy's All-American Beefsteak Place was taken over by that group of radicals? Question mark.
There you
is
go.
The whole title. Running through February 2nd or 3rd, I think. We'll write it right down here and it'll say it. At the Little Jim Saloon upstairs in the ramp room.
I'll just say I found it tasty. And you?
I'll go with like So Bad It's Good, which could be said of like TGIF's mozzarella sticks.
There you go.
Yeah, good. All right, I'm Brad Rhines.
I'm Brian Sands. We'll see you next time.
Stage Talk with Brian and Brad. See you.